We had Liam Cohen on last week. We asked him about Grant. He was very positive, but also you can imagine Liam being like, hey, let's not give this guy too much hype. Grant Udinski, Cleveland Browns, an interesting one. They can go one of two ways. They can go Jim Schwartz or Todd Monken, which is a guy in their, let's just say what it is. Those guys are in their late 50s, early 60s, or they can go big swing, Shieldhouse, Yudinsky, two guys who have not called plays before, but are, very impressive young offensive coaches. Those will be interesting ones.
Pete Schrager on the Four Letter Network, potentially from some sort of safe room whispering about the Browns. That's I hadn't quite listened to that just with my headphones on.
Yeah.
I'd been listening to it while hearing something else. Can we also just say, it's Yudinsky. Our buddy Adam in Rocky River and everyone on his show keep saying Udinski. And it is, I don't know if they're doing it to troll me.
I don't think they're trying to troll you.
It's the only people that I've ever heard refer to him as Udinsky. And it is, it just doesn't work. Like, Schrager calls him Yudinsky.
Yeah.
Everybody calls him Yudinsky.
I do like that we both have a thing against when people just mispronounce it as I do it right there. I swear that wasn't intentional. I swear that was not intentional. We're not trying to do it. I just couldn't speak for a second there. But it's funny, though, because, like, between the Shador stuff and then now this, it feels like people just can't get it right to save themselves at all.
Maybe the biggest thing of why I wouldn't hire Yudinsky right now is if I hear one too many people call him Yudinsky, I'm going to...
You're going to start calling him Yudinsky is what's going to happen.
No, he is...
Udinsky.
See,
I can't even say the bad word. I can't even do it.
Well,
this is it's like Ken the other day trying to say Ayuk. I can't say how he said it if I tried.
Ayuk? That's pretty much what he said.
Close. I can't do it if I try. I wanted to yell at the radio. That's how this works. So anyway, Yudinsky.
Yudinsky.
Not Udinsky?
Ooh,
is that how they, or is it like, ew, I'm gross? Like, ew, Dinsky.
Ew, Dinsky.
How are they saying it?
They're saying like, ooh, Dinsky.
Ooh.
No, that was too much English.
Like an oompa loompa?
Like, ooh, I just walked into it.
Ooh, I'm so shocked.
Yes.
Dinsky.
Yeah, you know what? I don't hate that. Because then that way we could say that, like, when he has, like, a big trick play, because he's Sean McVay. I know that. We'd be like, ooh, Dinsky. It's like firework, right? Ooh. Oh, and then if it's bad, it would be, Dinsky.
That is one of the fun. I do like that when people just change the names. I don't know why. I feel like we do a lot of that here. Like, with Stefanski, it was like, Suckstansky. And it was like, well, it's not even close. But we have all sorts of people call up and would just say ridiculous things like that to change his name.
I actually think the Stefanski real name is like Johnson or something like that, but they changed it to Stefanski to make it like dummy-proof. They dummy-proofed a name.
We still got a lot of Stefanskis calling in all the time.
Well, but nobody came up with a good riff on Stefanski. Stakansky was just like the closest we got, and that was just not good.
Stosucksky.
It was not good. Many people went there.
So if you have Yudinsky, I think Keith sent us a couple with Yudinsky at one point that you can already go off of. I just can't remember what they are in the moment.
Listen,
like Udonsky.
Can we have an honest?
How about Udonsky?
Yudinsky. How about this? Let's have a real conversation. Because I am, you know me. I think Grant Udinski and Nate Scheelhaase feel like you're trying a little too hard to do something instead of you're trying a little too hard to find the right head coach for the Browns. You're trying to find a type instead of maybe just the best guy for the job. And I think that's one of the ways you can fail in this. Like, Jesse Minter might end up being a good head coach, but the Baltimore Ravens, the second they fired John Harbaugh, said, we're going to hire Jesse Minter, and then they went through a sham of a process.
It seems pretty obvious that's how that went down.
And one of the bits of logic used is, well, they already let Mike McDonald out of their building, and look what he's doing in Seattle. They couldn't let it happen again. And it's like, well, but Jesse Minter isn't Mike McDonald. There's just no guarantee here.
Right, especially when Mike McDonald's been called the defensive version of Sean McVay.
So the logic of this and the process truly matters. But I do not understand why there are so many people that are like, Yudinsky, that's my guy. And then when it comes to Shieldhouse, who's practically cut from the exact same jib, that's too rich for their blood.
Yeah, what's interesting is the Vegas odds actually have Shieldhouse in a better spot than Yudinsky. They gave the nod to Shieldhouse, and I thought that was interesting because it feels like so many Browns fans are all in on Yudinsky, and I don't know that they can explain why. In the same vein, they also, if it's all about checking the box and really going into what you want, which is a young offensive mind, shouldn't you just be happy with either?
Yes.
Like how are they getting to the spot of Yudinsky?
There's really no difference. I mean, Grant has about 2 or 3 more years of NFL experience, but neither of them is one of the top 2 people on an offense.
I mean, but should it just be? It should be just as easy to sell Shieldhouse working for Matt Campbell, one of the best coaches in college, into Sean McVay, one of the best head coaches in the NFL, than it is anything Yudinsky did at the pro or college level.
Yeah, well, by the way, you can sell that McVay's coaching tree to this point has bore quite a bit of fruit, where Kevin O'Connell's still new enough as a head coach 4 or 5 years into it. He doesn't have like that guy you can point to like a Zach Taylor.
And even go through his original tree, which should be Matt Rule, which is not anything anyone wants to bring up because it doesn't make anyone feel good.
But like, is it just that Grant Udinski has had 1 year as a glorified quarterbacks coach, but it says offensive coordinator?
Well, so that's the other
people
thing.
Think he's got more power than Shieldhouse does?
Here's what it might be. It might be the idea that Jacksonville went from a really bad team last year, a 4-win team, to all of a sudden a double-digit win team and into the postseason. And the Browns are, if you're a Browns fan, you're looking at it like, how do we get that turnaround? That guy just did it this last year. Maybe he can copy and paste and do it here. Meanwhile, Shieldhouse has basically been born on the NFL equivalent of third base when it comes to having success. He's been with McVay the entire time. One of the first years he was in L.A. is when they went to the Super Bowl and beat Joe Burrow. Like, he instantly was at the top of the league, whereas maybe, just maybe, fans look at it and think there's something to Yudinsky taking a team from the ashes. But Yudinsky wasn't there the year that they sucked. He was only there the year that they got good.
Yeah. And again, like, okay, he was really just kind of a quarterback's coach with the OC title, and Trevor Lawrence is okay. Like, Trevor Lawrence was the approximation of as good as he's been in his career. It's not like he was so much better than any other iteration of Trevor. And none of this, again, I have to say this for the millionth time. Yudinsky or Shieldhouse, with the correct support, I understand why people think in the right situation, this guy can be a good head coach, and getting him a year too early might be the only way you can get a guy like that. But I think if you want Yudinsky, I think you got to want Shieldhouse. You should be happy with either. And I thought it was interesting that the poll that was put out there on the 92.3 The Fan account today, 56% of 1,400 votes wanted Yudinsky. 8% wanted Nate Scheelhaase, 20% wanted Jim Schwartz, and 16% wanted Deion Sanders. Listen, I have real concerns about Yudinsky and Scheelhaase. I do. And I don't know that I trust fully the Browns organization to make either of these guys the next McVay or to create the furtive environment of growth, right? Guys, I can't help you with Deion Sanders. That is not, you are not a serious human being.
Our guy Padone today. How about that clip?
I would love and respect to Nick Padone. You know, he is the other Nick here. We appreciate him. Come on. What the hell are we doing?
I think he was just throwing out a name. That's all he was doing. He was just throwing out a name. I think the reality here is that I think fans have to be with the understanding that obviously the Browns will find which one they like better. But if you have a hardline stance of like, yes, Yudinsky's the guy, but Shieldhouse, hell no, then I can't really get on board with what you're trying to sell. But if you think you like Yudinsky because he's a young offensive mind, then you probably should like Shieldhouse as well. And in that same logic, it would make a lot of sense if, as of right now, the Browns are 50-50 split on whether it's Yudinsky or Shieldhouse and have no idea what direction they're going to go.
Are you pro-Yudinsky and anti-Shieldhouse? If so, we'd like to just hear why, because they seem to be the same guy.